Well, I'd like to call to order this regular council meeting of the town of Saugeen Shores, and the first order of business is a declaration of pecuniary interest, and I'll remind every member of your responsibility. Do so now or when it arises on the agenda. None. Then the next item is additions, deletions, or amendments to the agenda, and we have a motion this evening that's been moved by Councillor Rich and seconded by Deputy Mayor Charbonneau that the council agenda be amended by adding the following. Agenda item number 9, close to public session to discuss section 3.8.2b regarding personal matters about an identifiable individual, including a municipal or local board employees. All in favor of that amendment? That's carried. The next item then is adoption of minutes, and the first one is the regular council minutes of October the 9th, and it's been moved by Councillor Mike Myatt and seconded by Councillor Madison. The council adopts the minutes of the council meeting of October the 9th, 2018 as presented. Any comments, errors, omissions? All in favor then? That's carried. Next is Committee of the Whole minutes, and it's been moved by Councillor Dave Myatt and seconded by Councillor Grace. The council will note and file the minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of October the 9th, 2018 as presented. Any comments, errors, omissions? All in favor? That's carried. So the next item is a report of municipal officers, and there's a report with it, but the staff report and its winter operations plan. I'll read the motion. If anybody has any questions, and if you want to speak to it, you can, Amanda. But it's been moved by Councillor Grace, seconded by Councillor Dave Myatt. The council of the town of Saugeen Shores approves the 2018-19 winter operations plan. Any questions or comments? Councillor Dave Myatt.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Upon reviewing the winter maintenance plan, it's obviously a comprehensive plan, and it's been amended as per input from council and the public over the past year, and we do more roads and we do more sidewalks. There's one section that I brought to the attention of the director last year that I would like added to the plan, and that is the blind line in Saugeen Township. This is a road familiar to myself because it's right around the corner, but it's a road that it's kind of an anomaly because they plow in one end about a kilometer, and then the trucks have to do a 3-point turn, and then they go back out, and then they come around the block and they plow in the same road about a kilometer to around the curve, and then they do a 3-point turn and they head back out. And it seems to me that it would make more sense. And in fact, speaking with the drivers last year, I ran into them while they were doing maintenance on that very road in the spring, and they said they would just love it if they could just carry on through and do the whole road. And I know the section of road, it doesn't meet the full standards of width in between, and it's maybe not an assumed road, but there are tax-paying people that live on that road that need access to, or deserve access to their properties during the winter months. And it just seems not only time-consuming and wasteful, but in fact dangerous that the plow drivers have to pull these maneuvers on the road when they would just as soon by preference and by ease, just carry on right through. So I was hoping to have that section of road added to the plan, either by motion or by voluntary acceptance by the director.
We did take the comment and reviewed it. The manager of operations and myself went through it. There is more than just simply adding it on to the work because of unassumed parcels and ownership issues and road standards to do that. So it would be a costly thing. If council wishes, we could look at the cost of land purchase and road upgrades to be able to do this as part of the budget 2019.
I think part of, yeah, I know that road really well too, and but part of it is trying to maintain minimum standards on that road. Then when it's so narrow, I suspect would be an issue. I think you would need to consider that also.
That's correct. One of the issues is the width of the road that you have to have open with snow plowing. So we do have everybody's driveways that need access for the winter maintenance of the piece. The piece in between doesn't have the driveway access on it.
Being an unassumed road, there are other unassumed roads in our municipality that get plowed. Now, the road is not to the standard needed for 2 cars to pass in the wintertime, perhaps, is what I'm hearing, but it certainly is wide enough for 2 cars to pass in the summertime because, as the mayor says, we both know that road very well, and it gets traveled particularly in the fall. And if it's good enough in the summertime, why isn't it good enough in the wintertime? And the residents that are along there, I've consulted them, and they not only are very willing to have the town plow sections of road that may be on their property, but they are looking forward to the opportunity to be able to access their properties in the wintertime. I don't think that it needs to be as complicated as land purchases and road widening. It's just a matter of telling the drivers to carry on through and do it all in one fell swoop. And if you had to put a sign up at each end saying this section of road does not meet standards, or is at a minimum standard, or caution be taken during these, something to notify people. But let's face it, the chances of two cars coming upon one another in the wintertime on that road are practically nil.
The proper way, instead of, like, we can ask staff to come back with what the implications of this would be and the costs, and you can deal with it in the next couple of weeks or so. Nothing? Okay, Councillor Grace.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I did have a question on the report, page 10. Got to get it up here again. And talking about the standards. I've lost it. Talking about the standards used in Port Elgin to prioritize whether sidewalks are plowed or not. And I guess it's just a clarification. It says in Port Elgin, sidewalks are prioritized by pedestrian traffic and proximity to schools and public buildings. Is that same prioritization used in Southampton as well?
In Southampton, they all have the same priority because there's so many or so fewer kilometers of sidewalks and snowplows. So we have 3 separate snowplows in Port Elgin. So they have that ability to do priority. So we can pull the tertiary sidewalk plow and hit the priority 1 if we need to in Port Elgin. We don't have that ability in Southampton.
Councillor Madison.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through to our Amanda. Quick question. Our new subdivision, Grenville Estates, has a sidewalk on half the road. Will that one meet the needs of being plowed as it has a post office box at the end of it, or does it, because it's not in proximity to downtown or to schools? I'm just wondering with the new subdivisions like that, how does that work?
Sure, through you, Mr. Mayor. Our policy is that each sidewalk plow can do 10 kilometers on a route. And so when we get enough requests to create a route of 10 kilometers long, then we would purchase the track list to do that. So at this time, there isn't that length in Grenville or Gray to be able to do it.
Councillor Mike.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Similar line of questioning, Amanda. The sidewalk plows, I think I read in the report, I was trying to find the spot. There's 47 kilometers of sidewalks, I believe. And so for each 10 kilometers, there would be 1 sidewalk plow. Is that correct?
Right now we're shy of that, but we're getting 12 or 13 out of our 4 track
We have 4. So adding 3 more kilometers to get to the 50 kilometers in this year's budget, will we be seeing a request for a 5th sidewalk plow, or not necessarily until we get to 50 kilometers?
Not necessarily until we get to 50 kilometers.
Other questions? Then the question, all in favor? Opposed, if any? That's carried. The next item then is 9.2, the close to public session. 9 has been moved by Councillor Minaj, second by Councillor Grace. The council arise from... I got that out of order. There it is. It's been moved by Deputy Mayor Charbonneau and second by Councillor Rich that council move into a closed to public session to discuss section 3.8.2b regarding personal matters about an identifiable individual, including a municipal or local board employees. All in favor? Carried. I have a motion then that's been moved by Councillor Minaj, second by Councillor Grace, that council arise from closed to public session and resume the regular council meeting. All in favor? That's carried. And it's been moved by Councillor Madison and seconded by Councillor Mike Myatt that bylaw 84-2018, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Town of Saugeen Shores, hereby read a first, second, and third time, finally passed and sealed this 12th day of November 2018. All in favor? That's carried. Been moved by Councillor Rich, seconded by Councillor Madison, that this regular council meeting on November 12, 2018 hereby adjourned at 9:58 p.m. All in favor? We're adjourned.